Hola a todos, welcome to another exciting Spanish lesson. Today, we will be exploring an essential aspect of Spanish language noun, gender, and number agreement. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of how nouns in Spanish align with their gender and number in a sentence. First, let's discuss the gender agreement. In Spanish, nouns are classified as either masculine or feminine. Unlike English, where most nouns are gender neutral, every noun in Spanish has a gender assigned to it. It's important to remember that grammatical gender doesn't always correspond to the biological gender. Sometimes this classification will not make sense to the English speaking learner of Spanish. For example, la pizarra is not viewed as an object with a feminine nature, but as an inanimate object that is feminine because the ending la terminación is in a. It is an indication of grammatical gender. Most nouns that end in a are feminine in Spanish. Now that you know all nouns in Spanish are either masculine or feminine, how to find out a noun whether it is a masculine noun or feminine noun? So let's take an example of a sentence and we will break it down. So here I have provided you with a sentence. Let's look at the sentence. El perro y los cachorros jugaron con la gata y las gatitas en el parque con sus juguetes, which means the dog and the puppies played with the cat and kittens in the park with their toys. Now let's break down this sentence. El perro means the dog, which is masculine singular. Los cachorros means the puppies, which are masculine plural. Jugaron is plural past tense of jugar, means the played. And con la gata is feminine singular, means with the cat. Las gatitas means the kittens, which are feminine plural. En el parque is a prepositional phrase, means in the park. Con sus juguetes means with their toys, which is again a prepositional phrase. Here, the definite article and the ending of the noun in this sentence are providing you with valuable clues to determine the gender of the noun. In Spanish, we generally use a definite article before a noun. El for masculine singular, la for feminine singular, los for masculine plural, and las for feminine plural. Let me explain you why. The use of the definite article before a noun serves two important purposes in Spanish: specificity and agreement. The definite article helps us specify and identify the noun we are talking about. It indicates that we are referring to a particular object or concept. For example, if I say el libro means the book, it tells you that I'm talking about a specific book, not just any book. The definite article adds clarity and avoids ambiguity in the sentence. Now let's talk about agreement. Spanish is a language that values the agreement between different elements of a sentence, such as nouns, adjectives, and articles. The definite article must agree in gender and number with the noun it accompanies. For masculine singular nouns, we use el. For feminine singular nouns, we use la. For masculine plural nouns, we use los, and for feminine plural nouns, we use las. This agreement helps maintain harmony and coherence with the sentence. Now you might be wondering, can't we just skip the definite article and use the noun alone? While it's true that in some cases, Spanish allows for the omission of the definite article. It is generally used when talking about general concepts, abstract ideas, or when using nouns in a more general sense. For example, when we talk about professions or nationalities, we often omit the definite article. Instead of saying el médico, the doctor, we can simply say médico. This is because we are referring to the profession as a general concept rather than a specific doctor. Similarly, instead of saying el español, the Spanish person, we can say español. However, it is important to note that even in these cases, the definite article can still be used for emphasis or when we want to specify a particular individual. So, saying el médico or la médica is still correct and widely used. The use of the definite article before a noun in Spanish helps us provide specificity, avoid ambiguity, and maintain agreement within the sentence. It adds clarity and precision to your communication, while there are cases where the definite article can be omitted. It's generally used to ensure proper sentence structure and coherence. Now let's see how the noun endings will help us find out the gender of the noun. Remembering all the noun endings for masculine and feminine nouns in Spanish can seem daunting at first, but with some practice and a few tricks, it becomes much easier. Let's explore some strategies to help you remember these noun endings more effectively. We'll start with the masculine nouns. Nouns that designate male beings generally end in O, but not always they end in O, but they do end in O. El cartero is a male man. El general is a general. El hombre is a man. El profesor is a teacher. Most nouns ending in O that are referring to animals, things, or ideas are masculine. For example, el año means ear, el queso means cheese, el caballo is a horse, and el zapato is a shoe. However, some nouns that end in a are masculine. Those are ia, ma, ama, ema, and oma. Now let's see the example for each group. For ia group, it is el dia, means the day. For ma group, it is el fantasma, el clima. Fantasma means the ghost, el clima means the climate. For ama group, it is el programa, means the program, el telegrama means the telegram. For EMA group, it is dilemma means the dilemma. El problema means the problem. For OMA group, it is el idioma means the language. El diploma means the diploma. If you notice that these groups have the endings that are ia, ma, ama, ema, and oma, include many nouns that are cognates, which means the words that have similar spelling and meaning in English and Spanish. The next group is nouns with the endings ambre and ahe. Nouns with the endings ambre and ahe are also masculine. For example, el alambre means the wire, el calambre means the cramp, el equipaje means the luggage, el personaje is the character. Next, we have the noun groups that end in or and an. For example, el amor means the love, el rencor means the hate, and el iman means the magnet, el volcan means volcano. Buen trabajo. Good job with the masculine nouns. Now let's see some feminine noun endings. Nouns that identify female beings generally end in a. For example, la enfermera means nurse, la profesora means the female professor, la hija means daughter, la egua means mare. Almost all other nouns that end in a are also feminine. For example, la cocina means the kitchen, la maleta means suitcase, la pelota means ball, la piscina means swimming pool. Very few nouns that end in O are feminine. For example, la foto means the photo, la mano means the hand, and la moto means motorcycle. The next group is nouns that end in CION and the SION. Sion and Sion, and the O is with accent mark, are also feminine. For example, la dirección means the direction, la estación means the station, la pasión means the passion, la misión means the mission. The next group is nouns that have endings dat and tad are also feminine. For example, la dificultad means the difficulty, la voluntad means the will, la dignidad means the dignity, la ciudad means the city. English equivalents to these nouns will generally end in ty. Next, we have the group of nouns that end in ea, esa, sis, and itis. These are also generally feminine nouns. Next, we have the nouns that end in tud and umbre. These are also feminine. For example, la costumbre means the custom, la actitud means the attitude. So this brings to the end of this video, nouns part 1. I will see you in nouns part 2 where we will be discussing number of the nouns. Thank you for watching.